Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, you guys? What is going on? Thank you for joining the Big B Daily Show. This is your guy, Big B. We are live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. What is going on? What's going on? Good sports weekend this past weekend. Good sports weekend, man. So let's get after it. Again, as always, like I said, we're live on TikTok. The goal today is 6,000 likes and at least 30 new follows. So if you're live here on TikTok, please give me a follow, but also do yourself a favor and do me a favor. Click on my YouTube link in my bio. Come on over to YouTube. Again, on YouTube, subscribe to Big B Sports Talk. A lot of things that are live over there. Podcast, the live shows, interviews, 1v1s. There's a lot of other access that you will have, the stuff that you won't have access to on TikTok. So come on over and subscribe over there. Let's get into the show, people. Let's get into the show. So, and how you get to YouTube, again, there's a link in my bio. Just click on it and then come on over, subscribe to Big B Sports Talk, man. And you can join the live show over there as well. So let's get after it. The 49ers are in a free fall. What happened? Yeah, somebody on TikTok here, bang, bang, Niner game. What happened? Here, look. I'm petty. Y'all know that I am petty. But I believe I was right about Brock Purdy, wasn't I? Didn't I say if you put some real game pressure on Brock Purdy, let's see how he plays. Let's see how he plays. And lo and behold, look what happened. The man has played like garbage the last 3 weeks. Now, somebody argue with me, well, he put up a bunch of yards last week. Hey, man, it equated to 17 points. He could have thrown for 5 million yards. 17 points. He also had 3 turnovers himself. 2 picks and a fumble. And you can say the 1 pick was a fluke. Hey, fluke plays happen all the time. Don't throw the ball to the D lineman's hand. Okay? Don't do it. Should a franchise really think Mr. Irrelevant is their franchise quarterback? That's a good question, Seth. I don't know. But that's what they were banking on. And looky here. It's turned out just like I said. Put a little game pressure on Brock Purdy, and that old 7-5 Iowa State quarterback will come out of its shell, and lo and behold, he's here. That 7-5 quarterback is here. My man James Richards over on YouTube said the Niners will miss the playoffs. Now, I don't think that. I don't think the Niners are missing the playoffs. I think they'll get it eventually figured out. But the one thing about the 49ers that we're not talking about is how bad the defense has been. The defense has been bad. They're giving up way too many points. Way too many points. And you can say they're playing against good offenses. Okay. That don't mean you have to give up the farm. So that's something that's got to be fixed. And it's got to be talked about a little bit more. Nobody's talking about how bad the 49ers defense has been over the last. Now, they weren't awful against the Browns, but they got taken to the woodshed by the Vikings and the Bengals. So that's what you got to be concerned about. And the Vikings didn't even have Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins just carved them up. RIP to Kirk Cousins' 2023 season, by the way. That just sucks. That just absolutely sucks for Kirk Cousins, man. Fourth quarter, the game was over. And to blow out your Achilles like that, Sports is cruel, man. Sports is cruel. So Crazy. Crazy. Let's move on. Let's move on. The Dallas Cowboys. We haven't had a lot of crazy Cowboys fans in here recently. And I think Cowboys fans have been humbled by some of those performances, which is good. Which is good. For us Cowboy haters, we like to see the Cowboys be humbled. We like that. But yesterday, the Cowboys showed out. You got to give them their props. Now, the Rams aren't any good, so there's that. But Dak Prescott did his thing. CeeDee Lamb did his thing. I got to give him credit for that. Here's a question for you guys, and let me know what you guys think. Is CeeDee Lamb really a true number one receiver? Is CeeDee Lamb really a true number one receiver? I think that he is. I get a lot of pushback where people saying that he's not. I think he absolutely is. And they finally used him right. They move him around all over the place, put him in the slot. I think that's smart. I think just move him around. Move the guy around. So I think it's smart. So, but that's just me. That's just me. Now, they're talking about Dak. Now, this is a good question that I got here. Somebody says Purdy throws 3 picks and it goes unnoticed. Dak does it and it's the end of the world. That is my point of talking about Brock Purdy. If Dak Prescott had the game that Brock Purdy had yesterday, people would have crucified him. Crucified him. And yet, a lot of people will just say, well, he's Mr. Irrelevant. Do we think he was any good? When those same people were saying Brock Purdy was Joe Montana, the next coming of Joe Montana. That's why I get pissed off, is because you same people said that Brock Purdy was the next coming of Joe Montana. And when he plays bad, like I said he would, with a little game pressure, lo and behold, oh, well, he's Mr. Irrelevant. We didn't think he was any good. Nonsense. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I digress. TikTok, I digress. So, CeeDee Lamb, are we thinking he's a number one receiver or not? I think he is. I think he is. I like CeeDee Lamb. I don't think they use him enough. I think that might be the problem. My man, Vincent Gonzalez, how about them Cowboys? Look here, Vincent. You got to stop all that, man. We're giving you their due. We'll give you their due. So, and here's a good point. My man Gwendo says there's home Cowboys and there's away Cowboys. So, the Cowboys look good at home. On the road, not so much. I think there's some validity to that. I think there's some real validity to that. So, and somebody said, well, the Cowboys ask about Aaron Donald. The Cowboys don't have money to pay Aaron Donald. So I don't know. No. It is a good question, though. I mean, they should at least ask. I think that's part of the Cowboys' problem. You think your roster is good enough the way it is. It isn't. Try to get better. Try to get better. What else we got over here on YouTube? A lot of stuff going on YouTube today. So, yeah, Purdy, like I said, I like Purdy. I think Purdy is fine. But little game pressure, Purdy, everybody keeps saying he's turning into a pumpkin. I'm not going to say that about Brock Purdy, but I will say that not enough scrutiny when he plays bad, like other quarterbacks would get. And here's a good comment. Yeah, when you play with the Cowboys, it's either they're the best in the world or they're trash. There's no in between. So, and TikTok, yes, that's a good point. Purdy is good. He's not there yet. I agree. I agree. You can't take away anything from what Brock Purdy did. But it's also fair to say that when you put some game pressure on Brock Purdy, he hasn't played well. Brock Prescott, somebody said on TikTok. Brock Prescott. I like that. I like that. Again, as a reminder, man, we're up to 6,000. We're over 6,000 likes on TikTok. We might as well just say 10,000. And we need at least 30 new follows. So if you are in, please give me a follow. And then, as always, anybody that's in here on TikTok, if you want to come over to YouTube and get access to podcasts, lives, interviews, just more access to stuff and listen to the show and more things on Big B Sports Talk, come subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over on YouTube. Lot more access, lot more fun. And this chat and this Big B Daily show that we are doing right now is better on YouTube. It's better on YouTube. So come on over, man. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk and come on over. So is this the year a non-QB will win MVP? Hill, Brown, Garrett. I didn't hear TJ Watt mentioned in that. Why didn't TJ Watt mentioned in that? Interesting. I think it could be. I think it could be the year. You haven't seen a quarterback just other than Cousins. Now that Cousins is hurt, I mean, has a quarterback just blown us away? I mean, that's a good question, my man. Kazi Kaz. What quarterback has blown us away so far? There's some that have had moments. They've had some moments. Josh Allen's had some moments. You know, Jalen Hurts, moment, Tua, a few moments, but not consistently just blowing us away. So, yeah, this could be the year. Maybe it should be the year. So, maybe it should be the year. It's a good question. Let's move on, people. Let's move on. So, did y'all happen to see or catch any of the Colorado UCLA game over the weekend on Saturday night? I was having a Halloween party at my house. By the way, just as a reminder, Mike Myers will be in attendance for the Big B Daily Show tomorrow. Mike Myers will be in attendance, loud and proud and ready to roll. He'll be here tomorrow doing the show with me. But in the spirit of Halloween, as I mentioned, Mike Myers has a good attitude when it's not Halloween. But tomorrow, since the show's early, he'll be in good spirits. His bad attitude don't come until tonight. But yeah, man, Coach Prime is wrong. I get it that the offensive line is bad. The offensive line is bad. I take that back. The offensive line is terrible. Their offensive line is terrible. However, with 4 games to go, you go to a press conference and you basically say that they stink and that you're going to replace them. Number one, you can lose a locker room that way. I mean, and number two, why not just coach him? And I get it. He's telling the truth. I see somebody on TikTok said truth is truth. And you're right. They're not any good. However, have we tried anything? I mean, if you watch them play, they don't do anything different. Like, they don't keep a tight end to help block. They don't get the ball out quick on 3-step drops. How about we help the O-line be better versus just calling them trash and that's it? Can we do some coaching? Can we help them out a little bit? Can we do any of those things first? Because we haven't seen any of that since early in the season. Everything is a 5-7-step drop. We don't keep a back end to protect, to chip. They don't do any of those things. And yet, the first thing that we want to do is call them trash. I don't get it. I don't like it. I think it's unnecessary. I really do. I think it's all unnecessary. And again, if you're in a meeting, you can call the offensive line trash. You walk into a position group meeting and call them all trash. So, and I just think it's tacky. What do y'all think? Do y'all I mean, I just think it's tacky. And again, I am a prime defender. I love what he's doing at Colorado. I want him to be extremely successful. I think he's changing the way that that college football is being done. I like it within the rules, but calling your offensive line out in the public with 4 games to go. And I know that's Deion's personality, but come on, man. Come on. Come on. I mean, that you got to learn. There's sometimes coach speak is okay. Sometimes in the public, coach speak is okay. So we're talking about Colorado, man. So I think it's tacky. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all think differently, but I think it's tacky. So, and my man Gwendo said a bad coaching job all over job done by Prime. As bad as they were, they still could have won with good coaching. Yes. Just try to coach them first. Just try to coach them first. More coaching, less complaining. Yes. And again, I love Prime, but in Coaching 101, in the coaching manual, you're not calling your players out. Because, for instance, let me ask you this. Pat Narduzzi is getting killed for calling his players out by saying that he doesn't have enough good players at Pitt. And he's right. But do you say that to the media? No. No, you don't. You don't. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. You don't do that to the media. You don't do. You can crush them in your position groups. You can destroy them. But in the media, you got to have a united front. You got to have a united front. And that's right. Colorado's defense looked a lot better. So you just can't do that to your players. Even in the offseason, I think it's okay. In the offseason, when you're recruiting, if you want to go to the media then and say, hey, man, y'all saw our offensive line. We need new guys. We're terrible. I think it's okay then. Not with 4 games left. What if the offensive linemen just decide they have a meeting and say, you know what? We're not doing nothing no more. We're just going to play half-assed the rest of the season. And if we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. Our coach is calling us out. Guess what? His son's back there. We're supposed to protect him. Screw it. Now, I'm not saying kids are going to do that because if you're a competitor, you're not going to do that. If you're a real competitor, you're not doing that. But maybe some of those kids aren't real competitors. And maybe that's part of the problem. So, oh well. Oh well. Somebody said that watch out for Joe Burrow to get in this MVP race. I like that. That's spicy. I like that take a lot. So, well, let's get into the Q&A section, man. Let's get into the Q&A section. Bring on the comments. Somebody already talking trash, talking about the Longhorns are going to dominate K-State. You know that's not true. You already know that's not true. They ain't dominating anything. They're not dominating anything. So, college football. The playoff comes out tomorrow. The college football playoff rankings come out tomorrow. Who do y'all got? For me, it's got to be Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State in that order. I think Washington's on the outside looking in, and Oregon's on the outside looking in. Texas is on the outside looking in. I think Texas, do you have Texas above Oregon? I think you have to, don't you? Just because they have a better win? That win, Texas win at Alabama, is turning into the best win in the country. So I think you have to. That's just me. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. So tell me I'm wrong. But Texas is going to be on upset alert. Gwendo, say it louder with your chest out. Texas is on upset alert this week. K-State's coming to Austin with an attitude problem, looking to beat up on the Longhorns. We'll get into that later in the week. Today's just Monday. It's just Monday. So I'll remind you guys again, man, please join. If you're not following me on TikTok, please give me a follow. And then come on over to YouTube, man. Click on the YouTube link in my bio. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk. Again, you get more access to everything, man. More access to number one, to this Big B Daily Show. You're in the live. It's more interactive. You get podcasts are over there. You get one-on-one interviews and stuff over there. Just more fun. So, just more fun. What do I think about Oklahoma falling to Kansas? Well, y'all were in here. You knew that I picked Kansas to win the game. Kansas just better. I shouldn't say that. OU's just not that good. Let's start there. So, who looked worse, Purdy or Mahomes? Honestly, if we're being honest, Mahomes looked worse than Purdy yesterday. Mahomes looked awful. So, he looked awful. Frauds of the week is tomorrow. Washington? They look bad, didn't they? There's a lot of college teams that look bad. USC, Washington, OU. Whew. Whew. Yeah. My man Kazi says, as far as the college football rankings, Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, Washington. Washington, a better win versus Oregon. You think that Washington, their win, because is better than Florida State beating who? Florida State beat LSU? Yeah. I mean, it was on a neutral site. Yeah, it might be. It might be. And that Clemson win doesn't look like anything now because Clemson stinks. I don't know. I still got Florida State there. But the committee, you may be right. The committee might say that that's a better win. They have a better resume. So you may be right. You just might be right. Who do I have tonight? Raiders. I think the Lions get back on track against the Raiders. I think they smack them around. So, thoughts on the Giants trade today? That means the Giants have given up. Look for Saquon. Look for something to happen with Saquon. Somebody's going to come out. If they're getting rid of people, look for somebody to go after Saquon. Now, the question becomes, who comes after Saquon? I mean, there's no way that the Giants trade him to Dallas. There's no way they do that. I mean, so who else needs him? Because it's got to be a playoff contender. What playoff contender needs Saquon Barkley? The Chiefs? The Chiefs don't have the money, so the Chiefs are out. Baltimore is who I'm thinking. Yeah, people on TikTok are on it. Baltimore is who I'm thinking. If Baltimore gets Saquon and you got Lamar and Saquon running a read option, I think last week I was on Derrick Henry. I think Saquon and Lamar doing a read option is better than Henry. So, because the Titans aren't trading anybody. The Titans are standing pat. They still think they got a shot. I don't think they have a shot. but they do. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Mm-mm-mm. Funny how the Denver defense has looked and played. Yeah, after getting humiliated against Miami. They made some changes in Denver. Some guys stood up after giving up 70 points and 10 touchdowns. They stood up and said, enough's enough. Good for them. Good for them. So let's see. How many primetime home games besides Thanksgiving have the Lions had this century? Place is going to be juiced. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. There hadn't been that many Lions games in prime time at all. So good for them. Good for the Lions. Good for the Lions. Now they got to win. They got to win. So, but I think they handle the Raiders. I think they handle the Raiders. Heck, if it's a blowout, the Raiders may fire the coach. The Raiders might fire, but from everything that I keep hearing, the Raiders don't have the money to fire the coach, which to me is laughable. Absolutely laughable that they don't have the money to get rid of the coach. That's insane. But it could be true. You never know what's going on behind the scenes, but that could be true. That could be true. What do we got over here, TikTok? What do we got? What do we got? Thoughts on college football season? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, I still think it's Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State's going to be the top four tomorrow. I think that's what's the top four. I wouldn't be mad if Washington took a spot. I wouldn't be mad if Washington got in ahead of Florida State because you're right. People are right. That Washington win over Oregon is better than anything Florida State's done. Better than anything Florida State's done, and they're in a better conference. They are in a better conference. So you are definitely right there. Want to remind everybody, tomorrow's Halloween, as we all know. And Mike Myers will be in attendance on the Big B Daily Show tomorrow. I don't know exactly where he's going to be set up, but he'll be in here. He will be on the show tomorrow. Now, he's not going to say anything. And if he does say something, then the Big B Daily Show will be over because I'm burning my entire house down. So just so we're clear, if he does happen to say something, I'm burning my whole house down. So, but he'll be in attendance tomorrow. You know, he doesn't give a whole lot of takes. He felt good last week when we streamed the Thursday night game. He felt good. He had Buffalo. He was feeling good, and then Buffalo gave the game away and he lost money. So it's not really good to have Mike Myers in a bad mood. So not really good. Here's a good question. Top 5 Heisman so far. Bo Nix. Now, this is not in any order, but I think you got to have Bo Nix. You got to have Penix. You got to have Jalen Daniels, Jordan Travis. And I think you got to have Marvin Harrison. I think Caleb Williams' defense has played him out of it. I mean, just think about this game against Cal. Caleb Williams was great. Nobody's talking about that. All they're talking about is USC escaping to win because their defense is so bad. You know, he still got some more games to play, but I mean, they're not going to beat Oregon. They're not going to beat Washington. I mean, USC's not beating them. So Saints look good. Did they? Did the Saints look good yesterday? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Saquon to the Dolphins. That's what my man Vincent Gonzalez. The Dolphins don't need Saquon, man. They got backs. That's not what they need. Here's a good question. You think Mizzou is going to give Georgia a game? I think Mizzou gives Georgia all they can handle. I think Georgia wins, but I think the game is going to be, they're just going to score some points. 38-24, something like that. 45-33, something like that. Because Missouri will score points, but so Georgia. Georgia's going to score some points too. So I definitely like that game. Air Force is undefeated, says my man Guindo. Air Force is undefeated. I'm ready for chaos in college football, though. This is about the time where we start to get the chaos involved. I'm ready. And it's going to start with K-State winning on Saturday at Texas. It's going to start there. I'm telling you, chaos. I love it. LSU is going to beat Bama? I don't think so. I'm not high on LSU. Haven't been all year. I think Bama is quietly gotten themselves back into this. I think Bama has quietly got themselves back into this, people. I know we don't want to think that, and I know we want somebody else to be involved, and I know the SEC is down, or the SEC is definitely not the best conference, and it's not. But I think Alabama has quietly gotten themselves back into this. Now, for people that hate the SEC, you want LSU to win. Because then there's no chance that they get two teams in the college football playoff. No chance. So we'll see. Oklahoma State hands OU another loss. I think so too. The game's in Stillwater, isn't it? If the game's in Stillwater, Oklahoma State's winning that game. So Oklahoma State's winning that game. If it's in Stillwater. If it's in Norman, not a chance. Not a chance. Ooh, here's another one. What will it cost a team to acquire either Sweat or Young from the Commanders? I don't know, but teams got to be looking. The team's got to be looking. Jacksonville wouldn't mind getting another pass rusher, even though the ones they got are good. Wouldn't mind Jacksonville going out. The Bills going out and getting another pass rusher. You know, real contenders going out there trying to upgrade their team that they think, hey, man, we can win a Super Bowl. You know, the Chiefs could look at another pass rusher, although the Chiefs need a receiver. Chiefs need a receiver bad. The Chiefs looked bad yesterday. So the Chiefs looked bad yesterday. And if we're being honest, how good are the Chiefs? How good are the Chiefs' defense? I think is well improved. The Chiefs' downfall, and who would have said this? Their downfall is going to be they can't score enough points. Who would have thought that? The Chiefs can't score enough points. So it's interesting. It's interesting. What is this? 8 hype. I don't know what that means. The Chiefs are underachieving right now? Yeah, they are. The Chiefs are underachieving. I don't like what I see out of the Chiefs right now. I like their defense. And Bolton being out for the next month and a half hurts. But I like their defense. People think that they gave up 21 to the Broncos. Well, 7 of those points, the Broncos got the ball on the 4-yard line. So, is what I think the Chiefs' defense will be fine. They just got to find a way to score more points. Bills do need a linebacker, Guindo. You are 100% right. I'm not sure any are out there available, but they do need a linebacker because their run defense is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So the Chiefs don't miss Juju, man. No, they don't. Juju can't play anymore. That's why he's not playing with the Patriots. His knee won't allow him to play anymore. But I get what you're saying. He was pretty good with the Chiefs last year. He was. He was. How about them Bengals? The Bengals are looking good, aren't they? I told y'all to watch out. I told you all that the Bengals start off slow every year and they start to get it in form. Well, it looks like they've got it in form. The Bengals are good. So, no, we're not going live for the game tonight, James. We will be going live Thursday night for the Steelers Titans, just like we are every Thursday night, live on TikTok. Live on TikTok. And again, as a reminder, people, the Big B Daily Show is Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. Come and check us out. Come check us out. We're still growing. We're still growing. So anybody that's in the live on TikTok, please give me a follow if you're not already following me. And then click on my YouTube link in my bio. Come subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over on YouTube. You get access to, obviously, these lives, the Big B Daily Show, which are great, in my opinion, obviously. You get access to podcasts. You get access to 1v1 interviews. There's just a lot of other stuff over there that you will have access to. My man Hot Soup Fantasy Football is linked up to it. That comes on the Big B Daily Show, so you can get your fantasy football news. So just come on over, man. Come on over. What else we got? What do y'all think about the Eagles defense? I think the Eagles defense stinks. I mean, yesterday, that was a track meet with the Commanders. That was an absolute track meet. I think the Eagles defense stinks. I do. So, I mean, that was bad. That was a bad look. Cowboys game this weekend, but I don't know if the Cowboys have what it takes to beat the Eagles. So, do I think Adoree Jackson gets traded? Probably not. Probably not. What do you think about the tonight over-under? I don't like it because I don't know that the Raiders can score enough points, but I like the Lions to cover. So, I like the Lions to cover. What do we got? Do we think the Saints are going to make a trade? Probably not. I don't know if the Saints have enough room to do anything. And yeah, the Eagles secondary is trash. The Eagles secondary is trash. So, my thoughts on San Francisco, we covered this earlier. San Francisco's in a free fall. I told you all Brock Purdy. I said if he got some real game pressure that Brock Purdy was going to be a problem. And he's become a problem. But it's more than that with San Francisco. Their defense, the last 2 weeks, has played lousy. I mean, just lousy. Kirk Cousins carved him up. And so did Joe Burrow. So, I don't know. They say that they need Debo. I mean, that's fine, but now that's a good point. I think Brock Purdy, I think they brought him back too soon. There's no reason. You clear protocol the night before the game and you got a bye week, man, give the guy 2 weeks off. Give the guy 2 weeks off. I don't know. I didn't thought it was too early too, man. That's a good point. And yes, there is no way Debo's changing the outcome. No. This is a hot take, and a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's true. Y'all tell me what you think about it. TikTok, YouTube, tell me what you think about this take. Debo Samuel is a gadget guy But if Deebo Samuels was just a receiver, he's not a top 20 receiver in the National Football League. If he was only used as a receiver, I don't think Deebo's top 20. I think there's 20 guys better than him as just a receiver. I believe that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. So here's people on TikTok saying not even top 25. I believe that. I'll stretch it to top 25. You're exactly right. I'll stretch it to that. I like Deebo. I think he's the best gadget guy in the league. But when it comes to just playing receiver, uh-uh. Uh-uh. He's not, I mean, he's a good receiver, but there are so many guys better than him. And that's right. He fits well with the 49ers. Deebo wouldn't start on the Bengals. Hell, would Deebo start on the Steelers? No. There's a whole bunch of teams that he wouldn't be. He'd be the third guy. So, should the Patriots trade Mac Jones for what? Nobody wants Mac Jones. Nobody needs Mac Jones. Now, here's a question. My man Gonjan, what do you think that the Vikings, where do you think they go? Man, I don't know. I mean, what do you all think? I've been trying to think about this. Y'all know this is an interactive show. What do you all think? I don't know what they can do. I feel so bad. Trey Lance to the Vikings? I don't think they would do that. I mean, it takes a quarterback so long to get up to speed in a new offense. But here's one. What do y'all think about, I was just going to say Jameis Winston. I was just going to say Jameis. What do y'all think? Y'all beat me to it. Jameis. I don't think the Cowboys will trade Cooper Rush, but Cooper Rush is a good one. So, I don't know. I don't know. Jameis makes sense. Tannehill, no way. Why do you want basket case Tannehill? No. Now, I'm not saying that they won't do it, but I would take Jameis before I got basket case Tannehill. I would do that. Or what do you think about Josh Dobbs? Since, Kyler Murray's coming back, what about Josh Dobbs? He hasn't played horrible for Arizona, and he's going to pick up the offense because he's a rocket scientist, literally. So, that he's going to pick up the offense within, hell, he came to Arizona and got the starting job after 9 days. So, I don't know. I feel bad for the Vikings because, like we talked about last week, you look at the Vikings schedule, the Vikings had an opportunity to do some stuff over the next 8 games. I had them penciled in to win 6 of those, and they won the first one yesterday. And, I don't know. Brutal. We got my man Dakota Billings over here. Said the Seahawks got the dub, and now we're in the lead in the NFC West. Now they got Leonard Williams. Let's go. Super Bowl bound. Dakota Billings. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it, brother. I agree. Me and you, Dakota, we had the Vikings at the beginning of the year to win that division. The Vikings got better today. Leonard Williams makes the Vikings, or not the Vikings, the Seahawks. I apologize. The Seahawks. The Seahawks got better today. They got so much better today, it's not even funny. They got so much better today, it's not funny. With that secondary, and then you add an interior pass rusher to that, And just as a reminder, anybody that's on YouTube, you can always send me a super chat. Anybody that does, your question goes right to the front of the line. Right to the front of the line. So we appreciate you, Dakota. Thank you. So I don't know, man. I do not know. People over on TikTok saying Tom Brady's not coming out of retirement. No, he's not doing that. No Tom Brady's. So, do you think, here's a good question over here on YouTube. That wasn't it. It was right here. Do you think the Bengals or Saints could get a Justin Jefferson unite? No. No. They're not trading Justin Jefferson. So no. Not a chance. Vikings can go, with Brissett, Jacoby Brissett? Maybe. Maybe. There's some things the Vikings can do. They got to do it quick. So the Dolphins need offensive line help. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So they absolutely need offensive line help. It was smoke and mirrors the first few weeks, and now guys are getting hurt. So we'll see. Do you think the Jets will make the playoffs? They got a shot. Nobody's running away with that division. I mean, the Dolphins, I guess, technically are ahead. But, yeah, I think they got a shot. I think they got a shot. So, do I think the Cowboys go after Henry? They'd be smart. They got to have a big back. Pollard's not that good. Pollard is a number 2 running back. You're exactly right. I love Pollard and what he does for the Cowboys, but he is not a 25 to 30 touch game guy. He's just not. 15 is max for Pollard out of the run game and pass game. That's all you need him for. 15 touches a game. You start getting up to 25 to 30, he's not effective. He's not going to be effective. So, what would you give for Henry? It wouldn't be a ton. It's the last year on his contract. I mean, a 5th rounder. That's all I would do. That's all I would do. I wouldn't be giving him a crazy for Henry. I wouldn't do it. So, I just would not do it. What else we got here? Over on YouTube. Seahawks uniforms look good, yeah. Do I think Michael Thomas is having a comeback season? Well, him just playing in games is a comeback season. I mean, what did he play in, like 7 games in 3 years? Something stupid. So him just being in games is definitely a comeback season. But yeah, he's doing all right. Good for him. Glad he's healthy. Do you think Buffalo got better with Fournette? Did Buffalo get Fournette? I mean, if they did, then yeah. If they use him, Barkley to the Cowboys is never going to happen. The Giants are never going to trade Saquon Barkley to Dallas. That's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever. Have you talked about the Seahawks trade? Yep, we talked about it. I love it. I love it. So we're talking NFL right now, but we can talk anything, man. We're just on an NFL swing right now. Is the Titans rookie, man? It's one game, bro. Willis has played one game. Let's not go crazy with rookie of the year yet. He's played one football game. So, but the one thing that I do love is nobody has brought up how bad my Steelers looked yesterday. Nobody has brought that up. That's why I love you people. Nobody has brought that up. Oh. So, your option on outcome of the UCLA Arizona this weekend. I like Arizona. So, how would you have thought Seahawks would be in first place after 8 games? I picked the Seahawks at the beginning of the year to win the division. So, Whether it was after 8 weeks or not, it didn't matter. The Steelers aren't that bad of a team. When Tomlin's there, I disagree. I disagree this year, man. We're not great. We're not great. My man Seth, stealing is wrong whether you flash it or not. You're daggone right. People talking about Colorado getting their stuff stolen. Do you know how many people are trying to justify them getting it stolen? Oh, well, if you don't flash jewelry. So wait a minute. So if I drive a nice car, that means it's okay for somebody to steal it? If I wear a nice watch, it's okay for somebody to come and steal it? The hell are people talking about? Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. Whew. And even sign stealing, nobody cares about that. I'm over the Michigan sign stealing thing. That's different than stealing somebody's property, though. That is totally different. Who wins the World Series? I'm hoping the Rangers do. And the Rangers play better on the road. Thank you, Seth, by the way, man. We appreciate you at the Big B Daily Show. We appreciate you. But I'm hoping the Rangers win. They play better on the road, so we'll see. We will see. Tonight will be a good night. Can be a good night. I don't know about you all. Y'all got YouTube TV? Or if you do, are y'all loving the quad views that you can get on all these sports? Oh my God. It's a game changer for me. It is a game changer for me. I love it. I can't get it. Even my wife loves it. Now, granted, my wife is an adopted sports fan, but she loves it. So it is an absolute game changer. It is a game changer. Let's see here. And you're right. Flashing it don't make stealing right, but it makes it easier. It does. It does. But, I mean, in a locker room, if I'm getting it stolen out of the locker room, I mean, come on. Somebody said, well, locker room's a public space. I'm like, first of all, locker room is not a public space, number one. But I can't have jewelry in the locker room? I'm convinced that somebody paid off the security guard at the Rose Bowl to allow people to go into their locker room and steal their stuff. I'm 100% convinced of that. Otherwise, how does that happen during the football game? I mean, there were 80,000 people there. Nobody saw nothing? Come on. Come on, man. 80,000 people at a football game, and you're telling me nobody saw anybody go into a locker room? Get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. My man, Kevin K., we appreciate you with the super chat, man. What's with the drastic change on K-State defense? The offensive blocking has been fantastic lately. Here's the change. I can tell you this 100%, Kevin. They have decided to put more guys closer to the line of scrimmage, and the defensive backs have stopped giving up those quick RPO throws. Stop giving up ground. So there's more guys on the line of scrimmage to tackle, and K-State's doing a fantastic job tackling. Fantastic job tackling, which they were not doing early in the season. That's number one. The second part of that, they've gotten back to their roots and decided the offensive line is the best part of our offense. We need to start running the football and coming up with more creative ways to run the football. So, but thank you, Kevin K. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. It's LA. Everybody gets jacked in LA. Yeah, they do. But 80,000 people at the football game? I mean, my gosh. It's not safe anywhere. So, somebody on TikTok talking about Joe Breeze. Hey, man, Joe Breezy's doing his thing right now. That always had me nervous as a Steelers fan. So, the Bengals are playing good football, bro. There's no denying it. Everybody jumped off the bandwagon, and I was like, don't do it. The Bengals start off slow every year. And I don't like the Bengals. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm like, don't jump off. They're going to be there at the end. So, do I like Tomlin? Yes. Do I like Canada? No. I think Tomlin is fine, but I don't know. He got to change. I think his way of trying to win football games is outdated, and it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a problem. So, no, my man Daniel Lindsay, my Huskies don't look good the last two games. Should not have been that close against Arizona State and Stanford. You're exactly correct. You're exactly correct. Have not looked good. I think it's going to cost them in the playoff rankings this week. Have not looked good. Got to get back to business. So, who wins the North? What North? Pac-12 North or the AFC North? Which one? Let me know. Let me know. We got time for a few more. Let's see. No, the Bengals start out like a snail. That's when the cheetah comes out of them, from my man Wakan. You're right. You're right. A man over here on TikTok. I'm a Steelers fan. It's time for Tomlin to go. He's not an X and O guy. He's never been an X and O guy. I think he's got to change his philosophy. I really do. I've gone as far as I can go with Mike Tomlin. I've gone as far as I can go. And as Steeler fans saying that you're done with Tomlin, I'm done with his philosophy. So if he won't change, what's the point? I'm tired of having a winning record, not winning a playoff game, and picking between 17 and 22 every year where you're not improving your roster. And then missing on picks. Taking Najee Harris instead of Travis Etienne, not taking Linderbaum or Creed Humphrey, missing on centers that could have changed. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, hey, man, good show today, people. Great show today. I appreciate everybody in here. Thank you again. Big B Daily Show is Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate all of you guys coming in, man. I appreciate all of you guys coming in. And if you're here on TikTok, please give me a follow if you're not already doing it. Tomorrow, Michael Myers will be here. Michael Myers will be here tomorrow. So come check us out tomorrow. We'll be on. Like I said, it's Halloween. Mike Myers will be coming, talking nonsense. I'm getting him in early. So before his attitude gets, you know how he is on Halloween. You know how he is. I'm getting him in early. So I will holler at you guys, man. You guys have a good one.